the relevant circuit of trigger small currents shown in the block diagram. To repair the fault of no booting caused by trigger small current, we need to check the circuit diagram in the actual maintenance. Let's take a look at how the circuit diagrams of different brands of mobile phones express the working principle. We learned earlier that the direct circuit of the trigger small current fault is the power supply chip and the power supply provided by the power supply chip, the clock signal, the reset signal, the maintain signal, and the data communication. Then let's take a look. We open Xinzhidao Intelligent Maintenance System. For example, the Xiaomi 10 mobile phone. Open its mainboard schematic diagram. Let's see where the circuit related to the trigger small current is. Open the component map. We have to find its power supply first. The EU4700 here is small power supply. The EU4200 here is the main power supply. We search for EU4200 in the schematic diagram. It automatically searches for EU42002, which is the second part of the description of the chip EU4200. The model of this chip is PM8250. But this part is not the description of the main power supply. We see that there are some boost signals called PHONE-ONN. There are also reset signals, maintain signals. This part is not the power supply part. We have to find this power supply part first. The EU42004 is the fourth part. How do we understand this diagram? Just left is the power supply input, VPH PWR, which is the main power supply. The main power supply is supplied to this power chip when this power supply chip meets the conditions, such as pin 19 and pin 5. It outputs the power supply called VREG S1A, S2A, S30P75 through the energy storage inductor. An S means switch. Is this the CPU power supply? We can double click on it, and it jumps to page 38. There's a chip here, U3100. So what kind of chip is it? SM8250. This is Qualcomm CPU model. Its power supply is supplied to the P33 pin of the CPU. Come back here again. The power output of this power supply is VREG S4A 1P8. 1P8 means that the voltage is 1.8 volts. Is this 1.8 volts power supply supplied to the CPU? Of course, it gives U47007. Its model number is PM8150A, a small power supply. We have to find out if it is going to CPU. If this power supply goes to CPU, it means that it's the power supply of the CPU. We search until we find the CPU, which leads to a lot of chips, such as audio chip. This is a page of audio chip description. It leads to small audio, leads to Hall sensor, and leads to seeds. Here, it leads to Wi-Fi chip. We find it here. SM8250 is the CPU. This VREG S4A 1P8 is lined just now. It comes from a large power supply and comes through a 0-ohm resistor to A12 and A29 pins of the CPU. It is also the power supply of the CPU. We're going back to where it outputs power, so we're going to hurry up here. That is, the power output from the main power supply of the EU4200. By looking at the line, it is actually the power supply of the CPU. Is the VREG S5A 1P9 powered by the CPU? Here is the method for reference. When we see that a power supply starts from the power supply and is finally connected to CPU, then this power supply can be regarded as the power supply of the CPU. It's just such simple. Well, we see it coming to small power supply U4200. It arrives at U2400 after going to many places. That's not what we're looking for. Let's see if it reaches the CPU. After running around, we found VREG S5A 1P9. It didn't reach the CPU, so it is not the power supply of the CPU. Okay, that's it for this lesson.